So my wood behind me here is sadly looking extremely weathered. Like, I mean, yeah, look at that. It's looking pretty nasty. So what I think we're going to do is go and grab some UV protection oil, and we're going to grab a step ladder, and we're going to completely redo this, and hopefully there's a big transformation and it looks amazing, but we'll see. So this right here is our UV protection oil, and I also bought a paintbrush while we were there the other day too. So we're going to open it up, sort of give it a stir, and coat it on the end of the trailer. What I am going to do, if it looks nice and works well, is probably put it on the deck boards on my truck as well. I thought it might look quite nice, but yeah, let's mix it up. So here we're just opening it up with a screwdriver, popping the top off, giving it a good mix. What normally happens when you leave things like this and paint standing, all the oil rushes to the top and then the rest of it all sits at the bottom, so it's always a good idea to give it a good stir before you start applying it to the wood. This coat here was the first and longest coat that we did. You don't need to be sparing with this stuff. You can put it on as thinly or as thickly as you like. This first coat took around sort of 15-20 minutes, maybe even half an hour, as I wanted to get a good thick layer on to start with, so we've got a good base to go from. In hindsight, I probably should have sanded the whole lot down and then put the UV protection oil on, but I think I'm going to do that next year. So that now is our first coat done, and I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's already looking 10 times better. I'll try and get you a close-up. So the instructions on the back say wait 30 minutes and then give her another coat. So I think we'll wait 30 minutes and give her another coat. So it's now probably been about half an hour since we first did this coat. It's still feeling pretty wet, which they recommend, so we're going to give it probably 3 coats. So these next couple of coats didn't take nearly as long, probably about 10 minutes each coat for the second and third. I really wasn't that conscious about sort of how I did it on the coats after the first one, as you know, it doesn't matter so much. Good thing to note, if you do put it on quite thick and you get any sort of drips off of the wood onto the floor or anything you don't want it on, just make sure it's dry, get a cloth, and it just wipes off really nicely with a rag or something like that. Really simple. So there is the second coat done, and again it just keeps looking better and better. So just look at that, nice wood shine. I think we're just going to go for one more coat to try and seep as much of it as we can into the wood. So I don't know how well this represents itself on camera, but this is looking so good. So good. So one more coat, and I think we'll give it a week or two and come out and give it another couple of coats, and I think that'll pretty much do for the year. Because yeah, I'm dead impressed. I should have done it sooner really. A lot of the black bits and things are, yeah, basically should have done it sooner. It weathered too much, and that's where we are now. But yeah, let's go for it. So we are now completely done. That's 3 coats all done. The only thing we need to do is wipe the floor where we've had some spillages. Aside from that though, look at that. Wow. So yeah, let that dry, put the Tree of Life back up and go from there. So I will see you back down at the truck boards. So I just thought I'd do an update. This is probably about 4 months on from when we painted it, and it's still looking amazing. I think next year what I'll do is give it a sand off and re-go again and just make it look absolutely pristine, and hopefully sanding will get rid of some of this black. But aside from that, she still looks so good. So really annoyingly, I'm going to need some new split pins because I don't think these ones are going to last coming out and going back in. And the reason I've got to take them out is because underneath here there's another screw I'm never going to get to without actually taking the splint pit out. The splint pit? Split pin. We used to have a full-on tub that had split pins for days, but I'm not sure we still have it. So yeah, you might have to bear with me on that one. Guess what? You know your boy's got his split pin, yeah. Don't know why I did that, I'm just happy. Took me way too long to find. Right, next thing we're gonna need to get these bad boys out is a pair of trusty pliers. Now these are the cheapest pliers I've ever bought. That's why they squeak and they're just a bit crap. They were from Aldi Specials. Yeah. So I start, I do a proper before and after. So I've done a little bit of a coat. That's before on that board. Here's, this one's pretty bad. There's a before on that one, and the other side, wow. And then the back board finally is the last board. So the sideboards of the truck bed took a little bit longer as they just required a little bit more finesse. In hindsight again, I probably should have sanded them down and just went afresh, but I actually have plans to replace the boards in the future anyway, so I just thought I'd spruce them up for now, make them look at least a little bit better, which as you'll see at the end, I think they do look really, really smart, and yeah, sort of go from there. So these are my van boards after one coat. So I think I'll see how they look after the second one, but I actually think they'll only need two. This is after the second coat. Just bear in mind it needs a little bit longer to soak in, but so far I'm incredibly happy with the results so far. So yeah, excited to get them back on the van. So it's time now to put our newly oiled wood back on Betty. I am going to wear gloves for this, and it was awful stuff to get off my hands. It just, because it's water resistant, you turn into like a feathered duck and all the water just streams off you. So it was a massive nightmare. I tried Swarfiga, I tried everything, and in the end I had to grab some white spirit. Subscribe to keep up with our upcoming projects. In our next video, we create a little hedgehog house with some of the leftover wood we've had from various other projects. Hedgehogs in the UK are dwindling out. Their population decreases every day, and we need to do what we can to provide suitable habitats away from predators so that they can thrive again. Join me in the next video where we create the perfect hedgehog B&B. I'll see you then.